Hello, everyone. I'm Tanys Coughlan from the Twillow Lifestyle community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and this is our monthly readings. I am joined by my beautiful co-host, Jennifer Jurkofsky.
Hello, hello.
So how this works, how many do we do? We do 6 cards in this one on YouTube, and if you would like to have more, we go up to 22 cards on our membership page. So please go ahead and join our membership to get the rest of the reading. And it is free to join. So at twillowlifestyle.ca. So let's get started. How's it going, Jen?
It is going well. Going well.
All right, let's see
Into
what.
May. Woo, baby.
Yes, May. This is what we're doing, is May. So thank you for that. Um, let's see. What does the collective have in store? May. Oh, we need to know that we are protected. You are safe within Archangel Michael's bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. So I guess there's a lot of what this leads me to believe is that really the collective is feeling a fair bit of unease, shall we say. Some fear is perhaps in that collective energy. And so we just need to know we're protected. So Archangel Michael, if you're not familiar with him, he is the protector archangel. And so he is there to watch over us. That's my Michael deck, by the way. Sort of light. Jen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we think about April, right? And we went through, well, it was that time of retreat, right? That
Yeah.
time of going inside and all of that. And so now maybe we're being called out a bit to do more because the card I got is nothing is impossible.
Ooh.
Right? So nothing is impossible. Open to the unexpected. You'll find a way. And so knowing that we're protected is going to allow us to be able to open and know that we can move forward and we're meant to.
Mm-hmm. I would say so. So it's been quite a month, really, right? We didn't do our little recap there, but I think it's been quite a month in April. So we've got like a month of how would we describe the last month? It seems as though the collective was very busy.
Mhm.
Um, and so even though we were all kind of hermited, the collective energy was like buzzy.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I experienced it. It was like seems like there was just always something going on.
definitely. Definitely. But even this last kind of week or so of April, it, there's still a lot going on, but there's been a more settled
Mm-hmm.
to it. I think maybe part of that was the transits that we were in,
True.
at the end of the month, looking at, being able to calm, to take care of ourselves, to do the self-care kind of routines and things like that. And so I think that maybe helped with that
Mm-hmm.
a bit. But then, wrapping into the very end of the month, there's been a lot of heavy stuff coming through and a lot of things happening in the collective.
Well, and the 21st of April was kind of a pivotal day in terms of changing the energies a little bit. So
Mhm.
I did find they lightened up around the 21st, and then the last few days it's been a little bit heavier. Um, but we've had a lot of high Schumann in the last few weeks. Not so many solar storms, but we did have a really active week
Mhm.
in the middle of April in solar storms. So it's created a ripple effect, right, as it usually does. And so we've had, I think, almost every day that I've looked, it's been above 40 in the Schumann.
Mhm.
So it's been quite high vibe, which is actually really good for us guys.
Mhm.
You know, we just have to step into that and allow. So the next one, we usually do that at the beginning, but you get it a little later.
Yeah.
So making a
Mhm.
difference is the card I got. So it says, my inner light shines far and wide. So this one here is often my like spiritual communication card. So I do find that the ability to tap into spirit has been quite enhanced in the last month. I actually find that I've actually felt them physically a lot more. That's just my own experience, of course. But how have you found that, Jen?
Yeah, it's well, I think we were actually just just talking about it in class the other day.
We were.
Um, but very more consciously being able to feel the different places that we are at any given moment.
Hmm.
Where in the past, you know, we talk about bilocating, multilocating, right? That idea of being in multiple places. There's a lot of times in the past where I could just go, oh yeah, I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I'm not very conscious or aware of all the other stuff because, you know, I need to be here
Right.
doing here. But there's been a melding that's happened. And so I'm a little there and a little there and a little there and a little here. And I'm feeling what it is to be all of those at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's very different.
So that's that multidimensional nature that we are, right? We are multidimensional beings. So it's kind of like we're feeling more present in all of them instead of just being able to focus on one. It's almost like we're spread thin in terms of where
Yeah, but
we're
also
operating.
multiplied,
Yeah,
right? Like I still feel all of what I am, but now I'm also feeling what that is
right.
and what that is, right?
It's
And
definitely easier to jump from one to the other and feel where we're at.
yeah, yeah. And it's a lot and it's also really wonderful. Like it's really cool to be able to do that. And, you know, we've talked about this lifetime with the book and all of that, which,
Hmm.
you know, bringing that energy in has shifted how I even perceive myself now in this lifetime.
Yeah, me too.
There's been a lot of change
Yeah,
that's coming through that. And so if you're feeling right now, you're feeling these other energies and these other places, just ask source, ask your guides, like, what is it that this is meant to bring me? What is it that I'm meant to be incorporating? Is there anything in this energy that I'm meant to embody now as part of my journey? Because we're feeling these things for a reason.
yeah, they're coming up for us, right? Whether it's for healing or review, or because we need to tap into those skills or abilities or gifts of that lifetime, right? Or the lessons of that lifetime, they're coming up again. So it's just making it all more accessible, I would say. And that's kind of what this card is about that, feeling and having the more communication coming down. It's also about like lending a hand, right?
Mhm.
Through tide, which is emotional. So it's really, this is about being there for each other as well as tapping into spiritual for assistance and for messaging. So
Anything that
that's
is
what.
going a little wild. I don't know. Zoom's normally good at cutting it out, but if you hear it, that's what's going on. All right. So the next card I got is lie on the ground, right? Take some time and really connect with Earth. And we're in that energy now. It's spring, at least up here in Canada. We're actually starting to finally get warm.
Mm,
And so we're being called to connect to Gaia, connect to that Mother Earth energy, allow ourselves to really ground right now.
mm.
And that's going to help us to be able to navigate all those energies too. And so, you know, giving a hand, being able to get messages, being able to do all of that, we need to be able to stay grounded. And so I think that's a great activity for us to do in the midst of all of this.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And the crystal is actually trigonic quartz.
Ooh.
So it's clear quartz, trigonic. And so it's really enhancing that connection to the other realms as well. Quartz is very like programmable though. So like you can also take that and program it to connect you, source to earth and earth to source, and use that as a tool throughout the month to do that.
Cool.
Hmm.
Well, for our essential oil, I've got fennel.
Ooh, nice.
Fennel. I know fennel is an acquired taste. We love it here, but not everybody does. And when I say here, I mean the kids and I. Well, Quinn loves it, and I do. Yeah, I me be mine.
Split over there.
Let
I'm
me,
not a fan. I'm a fennel myself.
right.
But
It says encourages communication and self-expression. And so again, if we're here and we, need to recognize that nothing is impossible, we want to make sure that we've got those messages coming through. We want to be able to stay connected. Then Fennel is going to really help with that communication and being able to step into what our truth is and then being able to bring that forward. And so that can be as in a diffuser, it can be as a oil, and it can be medicinal. And then of course you can eat fennel.
yeah, cook with
I
fennel.
like it. If
In
you
your
like
diet
it,
this month.
you can eat it.
I'll smell it. How's that?
There you go.
Yeah, I'll smell it for the month. So that's what we have for you for this month for our YouTubers. And for those of you that are on the membership, please continue with that. And those of you on YouTube, please come and join us on the membership. We've got, resources up there and meditations and all sorts of stuff. So come and join us. TwillowLifestyle.ca, and we'll see you all shortly.